It's a little less than 2 weeks until I'll be leaving to Korea, and it's not really setting in. Sometimes it does and sometimes it doesn't. I feel like for me, when I'm hanging out with my friends, realizing that this is the last time that I'll be seeing certain things in my city or eating certain things or doing certain things, it really starts to sink in that I'll actually be leaving and I won't be able to have these experiences while I'm away. But at the same time, it still doesn't feel real. I feel like for me, it won't feel real until I'm actually in Korea, like in the airport, and I realize I'm not at home anymore. Like, so yeah. The reality of it is really starting to sink in. I'm not really scared. I'm not scared at all. I feel like I'm more excited than anything. I'm more excited than I am nervous, which I guess is a good thing because I know that it is scary, you know, to leave your home and the country that you've known to go somewhere else by yourself. You're living all alone, especially if you don't know the language or if you're like the minority. And I know that for some people that can be very scary, but I guess I'm lucky to not feel scared in a way. I feel like for me, I'm not really scared because I know that so many other people have done this. Like, it's not like I'm the first person in the world to move to Korea and teach English. Like, I'm not the only person that's ever done this before. So I feel like that really reassures me that I'll be okay and I can figure things out. Like, I won't be completely lost. When you're going through this process of applying to EPIK, especially if you're starting from the very beginning when the application period opens, you're so far away from the idea of buying your plane ticket, getting your visa, packing, that it feels so far away. I remember when I was barely applying in August, like the thought of even buying my plane ticket and getting my visa and all of those things was so far away. Like, it wasn't even like in my mind. Like, my main focus was getting my application done, getting my documents, getting placed. And now that time just flew so fast, like, to think that just months ago I was preparing to graduate, I was still in the application process period, nowhere near this stage. And to think like how fast time has gone, like how much it took to get to this stage, like all the money, all the time, all the effort, the money, all the time spent waiting for a placement, for an interview. Like, it feels so surreal that like I'm at this point where like I'm actually going, like I have a plane ticket, I have everything that I need, and like all I'm just waiting for is to get on the plane and to go. That's so crazy. So some of the goals that I have for 2019 and during my time in Korea is to be open-minded. I feel like I'm already a pretty open-minded person. I'm pretty open to other people, different ideas, different cultures and things like that. But I feel like for the fact that I'll be living in a country where the culture, the language, the food, everything is pretty different from what I'm used to, even though I am already open-minded, like I still need to be a little bit more open-minded, if that makes sense. So yes, definitely being open-minded to the Korean culture and the customs that are different from my own. A lot of people that go to Korea to teach English, I feel like this is their main motivation as to why they're doing it, to be able to save a lot of money and to travel abroad. And while this is great, like I have nothing against that, I feel like if you don't enjoy being with kids or you know that you don't like teaching, then I don't know, I wouldn't want to be stuck doing a job that I don't enjoy. Or if I hate being kids, then I'm surrounded by kids 24/7, all just because I want to save money and travel abroad. So I feel like if you have good intentions, then it's great, but at the same time, I feel like this is a trend that I see, and there's a lot of people that really don't like children or don't like teaching, and they're they're a teacher, but they're only doing it to save money and travel, which, I mean, to each his own, but that's not the case for me. Another goal that I have is to be able to grow in my career field. So I am certified to be a teacher, and so a concern, I guess, that I had before wanting to teach English in Korea was that when I come back to the US and I'm trying to find a job as a science teacher, because that's what my background is, they won't want to hire me because I would taught English abroad. And now that I think back on that, it's kind of silly to think of, because I've asked professors, I've asked principals of schools, and they've all said that's a wonderful experience, that there's so much that you can learn from. And if anything, it'll make you look more competitive and different from other candidates. So I know that even though teaching English as a foreign language isn't necessarily my background, there's so much that I can learn from teaching in Korea and that I can apply to when I come back to the States and teach. Another goal that I have is to open up. I'm not a very open person to just anyone. It takes a lot for me to open up to people, especially if they're complete strangers or if I don't know you or if we can't really communicate. And so I don't want that to be something that would stop me from being able to communicate with my coworkers or with people that I meet or people that could be potential friends and things like that. So I definitely want to be more open with people while I'm in Korea, and just in general, to be honest. Another reason why I'm going to Korea is to learn how to be independent. So I'm moving by myself. I'm not going with any family. I'm not going with any friends. Like, I applied to this program by myself, and I'll be living by myself. And so with living on my own in a foreign country, I want to learn how to be independent. Yes, I'll probably rely on my co-teacher on setting up my banking, setting up a phone plan, different things like that. But for the most part, I want to learn how to be independent and be able to do things on my own without a lot of help from other people. Yeah, I just wanted to make a little video about how I've been feeling and the things that are going through my mind as I'm preparing to leave in less than 2 weeks. I'm super excited. I'm a little bit nervous, but I can't wait to be in Korea and to meet all the other EPIK teachers and go through orientation and meet my co-teacher and my students and just experience everything.